Well, I mean, we're recording, so...
Oh, you're recording? I'm
mean,
recording now.
We're recording...
I'm recording.
In a state of meditation.
Yeah, we are.
Hence the blurred background.
It's fantastic. It really is.
It's as if you're a beacon of light in the Force, and I'm sensing you and only you and none of your surroundings.
It is like we're Force connected, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're not censoring out any background. But,
no, there's nothing going on in the background. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, there's nothing going on in the background.
And that is a microphone next to Ez's mouth. Let me just specify that.
Oh, it does get a little blurry at times.
It's a little blurry.
This is a very large black microphone.
Yes,
so.
That's right. That's what we're calling it.
Oh, my gosh.
Man.
So, dude, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I just, just life, I had a moment yesterday at, I don't know why, but I was at my niece's dance recital, and I'm in this old, back in our hometown, the only operating opera house in all the United States,
Yeah, there you go.
Newly refurbished, just enjoying it, just having a moment of just like, I want to create the best podcast I can.
Wow.
I just had a moment, man. I was just like, it's time to up the game. That's just what happened yesterday. I was just,
So something came to you, and you're holding back on me.
Yes, I realized that I am. Yeah,
I gave you a are you talking about a different podcast? Or are you talking about this?
Oh, podcast? No, this podcast.
I mean, it's fine if you are, because
I can't take another one. So.
Here's the thing, bro. I mean, is this behind the scenes? Is that what we're doing?
It absolutely has to be, especially with that blurred out microphone.
Yeah, no kidding. There's no explicit button that's gonna
Oh no, this is on Patreon, so I think we probably have some disclaimer somewhere, right, where it says explicit content is here.
We're probably gonna have to change the Patreon to 18 plus after they see this image.
Is it not already?
It's not. It's not. Anybody can sign up.
We've traumatized a lot of kids.
I should probably check into that, quite frankly.
It's definitely gonna get flagged by Patreon. Great.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I kind of want to know what maybe people would like.
Yeah.
Because Mike and Ez can do a wide variety of things.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if people know that.
We can. I think we could talk about anything. I mean, not just Star Wars,
Oh, we could talk about, for days, the grass. We could talk about the leaves. I'm just looking out my window. The crosswalk sign. Yeah.
Well, how have you been?
Oh, dude. As you said earlier, life,
man.
life. Bro. Ez is actually, I'm actually, I don't know if the Force sends you signs.
Yeah.
Right. From time to time, it gives you premonitions, visions, and things.
Amen.
I've had a couple things happen to me recently that have told me it is time for a change.
Amen.
So I'm gonna make that change. I don't know what I'm gonna have to do, but I've talked to Mike, to my family, to some other friends, and OS needs to just make a change, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's gonna be, but I love podcasting. I want to keep doing that as much as I can because it's just my favorite thing to do right now. It's my favorite thing to do. It's an escape, man. I get to just when I'm done podcasting with Mike, I just go out on the bike trail and I walk around for a little while and I think about the conversation we had and I think about the Force and what's coming in Star Wars, and it just makes me so happy. It's like when we went to Celebration, it's a retreat, man. It feels so good to be there, and for me, it's really like this nostalgia is there because that's my escape that I had when I was a kid. That's how I got away from things. and it was fantastic. I'd be in my own backyard levitating sticks, man. It wasn't rocks for me; it was sticks. So
no rocks to be found, man.
I had them tied to a fishing wire, and my sister's over there pulling them up as I lifted my hand and I mean,
that's amazing.
I know. You got to start out small in my neighborhood. Rocks are precious around here. So
yeah. Wow.
But I don't know, man. So I OS making some type of change. I've even thought about like everything from a location change to a job change to just a change in my daily habits, what I do, how I approach the day, all that stuff. And I think it's really, really time. I've cared for too long about what other people think about me and being vulnerable here.
Come on, I don't get paid to do this, so I mean, I feel like we're going to a deep place here.
I'll send you a check. All right, I'll send you a check. Are you taking notes? Because I'm gonna need.
Seriously, we'll have to talk about this next week and pick up where we leave off.
Hey, I mean that actually is if you want to add another layer to Rebel Watch, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I do sometimes see myself as an Ewok, so I mean, they became, therapists like,
They did. So maybe we have a live Ewok therapist kind of call-in show where people call in with their issues, and
I actually think that would be great.
It's great, right?
We'll have a huge soundboard, with a bunch of Wicket and Logray, and let's do that, man. That's actually a great idea.
It's the Star Wars version of, you've seen those radio shows, right? Where they call in and the guy, he explains the situation. He's like, so recently in my love life, I haven't been able to get it up around my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the love doctor, just weighs in and says, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like,
I think we call it the Bright Tree Crisis Hotline.
I would be totally down.
The name Bright Tree in itself, just when you're in that dark place, you seek the light, and it just happens to be up in the trees.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That.
So
I like that a lot.
We might have to actually make a T-shirt that has our phone number on it. Yeah. Okay, you feel me? It's just a Bright Tree Crisis Hotline, and people are like, "What? I'm going to call this, I guess." And they call.
I get to see my hello caller. You're on the air.
You're on the air. Just to let you know, we do charge a minute fee, $50 a minute. So,
right.
Or you can donate to our Patreon.
Could you imagine? We could set up a burner phone though, and easily or a burner number, and just have people call in.
Yeah.
Run it right into the podcast. We've done it before. It's just like a collaboration.
Yeah. No, I think we could do this. We are getting a roadcaster, so we can start taking live calls. So we could have our crisis hotline hours. I mean, hey, call us between, I don't know, 6 to 8 every Friday.
Could you imagine though if it's like if we just left it open as like this 24-hour hotline, and as is in bed, I got to roll over and just like. I roll out of the stupor, and I'm just sort of like, caller, go ahead.
This is Sarge here. God, dude, I think we need to do that. That's what this has just organically became.
I think it would be fun because then we could kind of incorporate. Maybe people bring their Star Wars issues. What's troubling you?
Yeah.
Are you troubled by the Return of the Hutts as well? Like, is that something that?
Wait, are they returning?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, or the lack of return. I
need more Hutt in my life.
That's keeping some people up at night.
That's true.
Where are the Hutts?
That's true.
Yeah. So,
dang, dude. If Ez is looking for another calling, this might be it. Like literally.
Dude, I legitimately. You have no idea. My job, the amount of just. I can't call it counseling because it's not really counseling, but I'm a listener, man. I listen. Yeah. You just get it out there. I'll give you a couple things, couple standard phrases. If you want more, I'm gonna have to charge you for that.
Absolutely.
So, you want a deep analysis? I mean, I can go into a meditation And if you bring me a force vision or dream, then I could go into a deep trance myself and try to interpret that for you. So that could be something too. We could also do almost like the old tarot card reading, where
we could make our own tarot cards, but maybe I don't. What would you call?
Why
them?
are we giving away our ideas? Why are we just giving away our ideas? No, because I'm thinking like we have a couple different like symbols or whatever.
Yeah.
And Mike goes to the cards. He puts on the hat and he goes to the cards. And,
when we don't have the answers, we go to the cards.
Right. So he's like, I see a womp rat intercepted by a YT 1300
freighter.
That would be wild.
That would be cool. What does it all mean? I mean, that could be. Man, I feel like we could do this could be just like a Friday night hangout almost. You know what I'm saying? Just like people calling in, give some advice. You got a theory? Cool. Let's talk about it. You need some advice? Cool. We got it. You know? And if we don't, we go to the cards.
Let's turn to the cards. We have Holly over there on the side, just running like this deck of our pre-made. I mean, dude, we can actually make cards though. Like that is not like no joke.
Seriously. I also have a magic 8-ball we could use.
Oh, absolutely.
So you need a quick answer.
Yeah.
I mean, not likely. That could just be it,
Try again later. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Well, that's happening now that we've established that.
I'm glad this is a business meeting for us. We're trying to figure out a podcasting agenda going forward.
You patrons are getting an inside, access. This is exclusive. I mean, no one else hears or sees this. That's why it's blurred out in the back.
That's why it's blurred out. Yeah, it's super.
You can't know where we're having this meeting, but you can be a part of it.
Right. Oh my gosh, man.
That's fantastic.
All right, so that's cool. Any other ideas though? I mean, something that's been you had that thought.
Can I ask you a non-Star Wars related question?
Sure.
Without you spoiling anything, because I just finished up Breaking Bad for the second time. Okay.
Okay.
I showed it to Holly. She was blown away. R.I.P. Walter White. Long live, Jesse Pinkman.
Sure.
And now get back into Game of Thrones. Can I ask you something without you spoiling it? Were you satisfied with the ending or not? Because there's a lot of hate out there right now. It's bleeding into Star Wars too now.
I know it is.
Okay.
And get this, it's also bleeding into Lord of the Rings. I will tell you about that. Are you ready for this?
Jesus, the connections. Okay.
I'm not even kidding you. It's gotten so much fame and stuff that everyone wants to latch onto those guys and say, oh, bring that here.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that their success came from the author of the books.
Yeah,
he was the guy that had the source material.
Yeah.
So, dude, I was satisfied up until the second to last episode. The last episode, there were good moments. I was like, what? It just felt I was underwhelmed. I was shocked. I was a little shocked. I wasn't as satisfied as I wanted to be. That's how I'll put it.
Interesting. Yep. So are you now worried about Benioff and Weiss coming into Star Wars then? Because I mean, they are writing new the stuff in this last season of Game of Thrones, right? Was their production. Like they wrote this.
Yes. Except for I've been saying this for a while now. They were doing an adaptation of someone else's source material. They had it for 4 to 5 books.
Yeah.
And then they had to figure out how to end it. And they thought when they started they would have the 5th book, and that they would only have to do a little bit of finagling at the end. Well, that didn't work out. So if you give them a complete blank canvas, I think they'll probably be okay. Actually, I don't really know that we know what they can do with a blank canvas.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I actually think we got to give them a shot and see what they can do from start to finish. Because that's the thing. Because right now, I think they kind of threw their hands up at the end and said, you know what, we don't really know where this is supposed to go. We've got a few tidbits here at the end. Like
really?
they had a few tidbits of these 3 characters need to be in this position, and these other 5 need to be in this position. and they had to figure out how they got there, and it's completely it may be very different than the books. So yeah, because the author and the meeting that they had was years ago. They're going off notes that the author gave them years ago, and his writing evolves over time. So people have given them a lot of crap, but I think they just kind of were like, we have to finish this up because we can't wait years and years for more books to come out. And plus, and like, I think it was season 7 or 6, they had already moved past the books. They were already past it a couple seasons ago. So yeah, to finish it up, it's really hard. Apparently, like well, I don't want to spoil anything. There's a moment in season 6 or 7 that was like directly their best moment was something that the author gave them, and he said, "This is how it's going to go down." They did their own interpretation of it. The author has said that moment will go much differently in the books, but it still has the same effect that you guys felt in the TV show. They did a good job with that. So some of their best moments have come from taking what the author did and adapting it for TV. So
interesting. Well, so you're not worried?
I'm not worried about them in Star Wars. And here's the other thing: there's the third head to the D&D. What is it? Dave and Dan. There was a third person involved with it. I forget his name, but he's the master of lore. Like, he was the person who, for continuity purposes, knew the books and would try to make sure that the continuity stuff was all good between show and books. That same guy now is the continuity guy for Lord of the Rings TV show.
Oh,
and people in Lord of the Rings are freaking out. My buddy Lane's going nuts, Mike. I mean, he's like, dude, this is terrible. I don't want all that drama from Game of Thrones over here.
Wow.
And yeah, dude, I was like, oh man. But no one even knows who that guy really is. Yeah. He's been an afterthought. I mean, he only made the news because he's joining the Lord of the Rings TV show as the Master of Lore. So
complicated times, man. Everyone's trying to get a little piece of the Game of Thrones success, and I think even Disney's trying to do that. But it's interesting. You're seeing it play out, like people's excitement, like live, like, oh my God, Benioff and Weiss are going to be in Star Wars, and then the last season happens, and then they're turning on them.
Mixed. Yeah, it's mixed.
Yeah, it is. I guess it is mixed, but I've seen a lot of hate.
I know, but what I'm hoping is that the people at Lucasfilm and Disney are smart enough to go have a conversation with those guys, and those guys can say, you know what, we were put in such a tough spot because the author said we were going to have the second to last book, and we were only going to have to make up the last book, not 2 books worth of material, and so they just didn't know what to do, man. They really just didn't know what to do. So,
wow,
just kind of crazy.
I thought I'd get the opinion from the Wizard because I was like, man, like I'm about to dive into season 4, and just pick it up. But I mean,
it's good. It's actually good. It's good all the way through season 6, I think, and 7's okay. 8 has 2 really great episodes that are like huge battles that are just bonkers. But dude, all of the elements of magic and fantasy and stuff start to kind of like
they fizzle
dissipate.
out.
Yeah, and I just don't think they knew what his plan was for that, and he didn't really share it. So, yeah.
Did they leave it open-ended, or is it a very final ending?
It's open-ended.
Wow.
It's open for them to actually come back and do more. For someone else to come back and do more. They wanted to wrap up. Also, I think they had agreed to do jobs like the Star Wars gig and stuff, and they said, we're out. We're contracted for this amount of time.
Yeah.
The author has set deadlines. He has said, back in 2016, he said the book will be out in 2016. It is 2019, dude.
Wow.
And it might not be out until 2020.
Wow.
2020. So, like, from their perspective, how much longer can we wait, man?
Yeah.
Like, we set out to do this. We thought you would have plenty of time to finish that book series because you were already working on it. And, this didn't happen. So, and also, I don't really blame him either. He wants to take his time and write it, and he got caught up in all of this stuff, and he feels kind of bad that he didn't get a chance to flush it all out or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it sucks.
Well,
we'll see what happens.
Well, I guess we'll see. Yeah, I'm sure they'll tap into it in the next 5 years before everyone forgets about it.
Yep. Yep.
Well, what else is on your mind?
Oh, well, I mean, let me think here. Well, we got a lot of stuff we're saving for the main podcast, so we're going to be talking about some images.
Ez went incognito for 2 weeks. I thought I lost you to the Force.
Dude,
I thought you and the Force became one.
I wish that's what happened. I really do. Yeah. So our patrons know, like, Ez had a life crisis, and actually, I don't know if I really told Mike this. I mean, I had several. I went to the doctor, bro. I went and did had a lot of stuff going on. Did a little upper GI situation, which I'll tell you about later.
Dang, man.
Yes, dang,
that's
bro.
Stress, man. That's stress.
Dude, and that's why I'm getting out of what I'm in. I'm getting out of it because I can't handle the stress. I want to clock in. I want to clock out. I want to podcast.
Yes.
I'm sick of podcasting with, like, let's say I'm doing something in the afternoon and my phone goes off and it's some situation I have to deal with or something. I am sick of that.
Yep.
Like, I'm sorry, man. I'm there to just, I don't know. So, anyways, bro, I kind of lost touch with the world. And those of you who have noticed, too, my social media has been turned off because I was getting so much.
You're getting overwhelmed. You're getting overwhelmed.
I was getting overwhelmed. So many messages, so many different things were happening all at once. I had stuff going with my family, very personal stuff with my family, personal stuff with my health, and then personal stuff at work. It was literally the perfect storm of just like 2 weeks of craziness, man. And I tell you, man, I have taken, in those last 2 weeks, I've taken long drives.
Yeah.
I have walked down the bike trail many times.
Come on.
And been in I actually just even set my room, cross-legged on the floor, meditated. Tried to focus on my breathing.
Yeah. That's
how stressed out I was, dude. Yeah. I haven't been that stressed out in a long time, and I don't ever want to go through this all this stuff again. And I still have some of those issues are still kind of things I'm going to have to deal with for a little while, but bro, I just can't do it, man.
We're hitting the reset button. Just going to enjoy life.
Yes, we
enjoy
are.
what we do.
Hey, Mike, we only live once, bro.
That's right, man. And then you become one with the Force.
That's right.
Forever.
I told you, I've been thinking about that. Like you got to do what's right for you. You gotta. Yep. Sometimes you got to take a leap of faith, man. And that's what I'm doing this summer. I'm taking a leap of faith, and I'm saying, see ya, and I'm doing my own thing.
That's right. That's right, man. And we're going to be here to support you and help you ride along through it.
That's great, man. As Jeremy would say to me, for luck.
For luck, man. Here's some dice, man, for luck.
Hey, man. He actually wrote a review. By the way, if you guys haven't written a review for Rebel Watch, what are you doing? Please make sure that happens.
Nice
I'm
plug.
kidding.
I like that. I like that.
I'm kidding, but we need it. No, Jeremy went and wrote a review for Force Toast podcast, and it literally the subject of it is the number 4, and then luck, and it's just like for luck, and as in he's writing the review for luck. It was so great.
I mean, I gotta ask Jeremy then. Where's our review?
Well, if you look at his username, I think we have a review from him way back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah. So I might need an updated one though.
Yeah, seriously, Jeremy. I thought we had a good time, man. Maybe we talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man, for luck. God.
For luck, bro.
Yeah, we're just gonna focus. I mean, we're just gonna enjoy ourselves, man. And sometimes you gotta just go for that long drive, and turn on some Robert Pattinson. And yes, I said Robert Pattinson. Okay, because
Batman himself.
That Batman himself. I'm happy about it. Okay, because I think DC. I say we because I love Marvel, but when it comes to the stories, my friend, DC has got fantastic material.
We're losing listeners as you speak, but I know.
But let Robert he's a great actor, man, and the boy can sing. Why he does not have his own album,
I know.
I don't know, my friend. But sometimes you just got to take him out on the road and play some of those sad songs, man. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, there was a time where Mike and I were just in like a deep, staring into a deep abyss, and those were the dark days.
They were,
man. As Obi-Wan would say.
Staring right into the cog, or whatever that black hole was called.
Golly, man, dude. We were really, that was rough. And we were listening to Rob just play his music, and it was so good.
Just a beacon of light, man. Just in darkness,
Dude, speaking of taking chances and like kind of just doing something crazy.
Yeah.
Back to my idea, which I won't mention here on Patreon, but bro, think about my idea, even if it's not to that level. See, I went for everything. All right, when I pitched this idea to Mike earlier about like upping some of the podcasting game a little bit.
Yeah.
And I pitched something pretty hardcore. And I do that because I know I want Mike to meet me somewhere in the middle there.
Yep,
Okay. Okay.
That's fair.
Because he knows I'm a nut job for this kind of stuff. So we might have to think about that because let's take a risk. Let's take a little risk.
Yeah.
You know?
No, you're right. You're right. It's you got to put it all out there sometimes.
It's risky, but yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. Every once in a while, you're going to have situations in life where, as long as you tell people what's going on,
and
that's why that's one of the reasons I wanted to do a real informal chat with Mike here is to tell some of our patrons, like, bros, and you know, like, it's just been,
actually, stick with us.
I've messaged and said, like, people have reached out to me on Twitter and different places where I've left. I'm still on Twitter at womprat_2m.
Yep.
So check me out there. But other places, man, it's like I've got family members that are drama. I've got colleagues. I've got other situations. I'm just like, I'm done with this drama. So it'll all come back. It'll all come back at some point. But sometimes you got to detox, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing, and that's why we wanted to kind of talk to you guys about that for a little bit. But because, man, we've got a lot to talk about in this upcoming episode that we're going to be dropping for tomorrow. We're recording this on Sunday. But and then from there, I love the whole, you know, counseling session.
Yeah.
And then throw one more nugget in there or something, and I feel like we're gonna make so. I want those other podcasters to get the heck out of our way, man. I'm sick and tired of them being in our way. And you guys need to go tell them, like, you guys actually should probably go warn them. Hey, Mike and Ez are coming.
Yeah, so watch
they've
out.
They've actually been sitting in the council chamber for far too long, and these council members have decided to you know, take their lightsabers and go out into the galaxy.
That's right,
and settle a few situations.
That's right. Do you think any of them are now saying, as you guys have been saying, you've been coming for 2 years? Okay.
Yeah, they probably are.
But that's okay. It's a slow burn, okay? That's what we're building a foundation. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Every house needs a good foundation.
That's right. That's why I say, like, we've been sitting up there in the council. You've got a lot to do.
Yeah,
you got a lot of things to look at, delegate. You know, you're hearing other people's stuff.
Yeah,
you're always dealing with other people's problems and things.
That's right.
But we're going to connect with the living force, and it's time for us to step out of the council, chamber and take off into the galaxy at large.
Well, I'll tell you, if I've learned anything from Master and Apprentice, it's that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
The living force, right, and the connection to it.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, the council just, they don't get it. You know what I'm saying? They just don't get it.
Have you got to the part? Have you finished it?
I am very close. I have to be, I don't know, maybe 30 to 40 pages away.
Okay. Good. So you've seen a lot of the Qui-Gon, Yoda interaction on the council.
Yes, it was fantastic. But I gotta say though, the most pressing question I have immediately is, why does Obi-Wan now hate flying so much?
Yeah, I think that may. Is there going to be a sequel to this? Yeah,
there has to be, because I mean, he talks about how, unless he's being sarcastic the whole time, and I'm not picking up on it, it seems like he loves flying in this book.
He does love flying, and actually, in the old Jedi Apprentice books, like, he did enjoy it as well. Did you notice? It's at the very end when he's actually on a ship, and it's like flying through the other ship, and he's like going down corridors and stuff. That's where I think he like loses his mind a little bit. He's like, "Oh, this is nuts."
Yeah.
So he almost gets killed because he's on that ship, and I think maybe that was like, but he's flying a ship inside of another ship. I mean, it's like it's not the same thing. I don't know. So, and also maybe it's a credit to Anakin. Like, okay, Obi-Wan's a good pilot. Here, he knows how to fly things really well, but then Anakin's just another level.
Gets showed up by this 10-year-old.
Yeah. So
man, yeah, I just thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah,
I know it's not the most interesting part of the book, but just need to bring it up.
No, I found it interesting too. Yeah,
what happened? You know, maybe did he hit a womp rat, or something just really, shook him.
Something shook him up, man.
Now flying's for droids.
He says later too. Remember when he's in episode 2, he's like something to Anakin like he likes flying, but what you're doing is suicide. I forget what he says there, but
he says something about him not liking flying, and Obi-Wan's like, it's not flying, but what you're doing is yeah. So he doesn't seem to have too much of a problem with it, but
it's because Anakin does stuff that he's like, this is suicide, But
then in episode 3, so maybe something happened there, because in episode 3, he's like, flying's for droids.
Yeah, he does get past it of it. I think they're trying to build to the point where in episode 4, it's like, why doesn't Obi-Wan just pilot the ship himself?
That's a great point.
Why do they need Han Solo?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's true. If he was such a good pilot, no, that's a great point.
But, dude, my allergies have been acting up like crazy, dude. This weather,
same. Probably sounds super nasally.
I've had to sneeze. My throat's like.
There it is. That's live. That's live. Thank God it was blurred out. I didn't have to see any of that.
All that stuff is spewed all over the TV over here. Oh, dude, my throat's been itchy. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. Live.
Hey, that's you want it behind the scenes. You're getting it. So
yeah, we have cut that out in the podcast. Maybe not. I don't know. Depends on how Mike's feeling.
Yeah, it's how much editing I want to do.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's awesome.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
We had a nice little chat there, a little warm up session. We wanted to talk to you guys and fill you in on some of the behind the scenes things we're thinking about and stuff like that. If you guys have suggestions, things you want us to talk about, topics, things you want to cover in Legends, whatever.
Yeah.
Leave it in the comments. We're here for you.
Yeah.
You guys are great, and we're just we're just happy to have you along. It's nice to make new friends and explore this galaxy, together. So.
Absolutely, can't thank everyone for their support enough. We need to do more like this. I feel like this is just a very just casual.
Yeah.
Like just let's catch up and let's post it to the Patreon page, give everyone an update or.
And actually, if you guys just want to post your updates on where you're at and what's going on in life, we'd love to get to know you guys better too. Honestly, that's the whole point.
Absolutely.
In building the community. So, because the more we know about you guys, the more we incorporate into the podcast.
Yep.
We bring up some of these guys because they've shared their stories with us, or they're telling us about life. Jimmy, meeting him at Celebration and stuff was really cool. So, just getting the updates on life and making the jokes and stuff is it helps you get through, and it's just a lot of fun. So
that's right, man. That's right, and. The podcast should have some different elements. I think soon we'll be able to take live calls and do some cool stuff, man. Some chats, just
like
really up the game and have just a good hangout feel. That's what I want it to be.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, again, hey guys, thanks for listening. You guys are the best. Hit us up down below. We'll incorporate your comments into the next session, or we'll even incorporate some of those onto the main show there on the podcast. But thanks again for listening, and as always, may the Force be with you. All right.